How's it going, everyone? Welcome to The Hook. I'm your host, Aaron Castro. You can also find me on @Earful of Dirt for the Earful of Dirt MLR podcast. But today, we're going to talk about the USA Eagles versus the Argentina 15 at the StubHub Center. I'll be in attendance. Let's just get into it. So, the last time we've played the Argentina 15, we've drawn both times in the 2016 ARC and in the 2017 ARC. In this version of the Americas Rugby Championship, Argentina 15 again represent Argentina. The Argentina 15 have had a relatively up and down season. Unlike the United States and several other countries, Argentina fields a second side all the time so that they can develop their players. They're in the Sudamerica Rugby Championships. They're in the Americas Rugby Championship. They're in the Americas Pacific Challenge. They are in the Rugby Nations Cup. So, looking at all of that, how has their season fared? Well, if you look at 2017, they tied us in the Americas Rugby Championship. And then you look at the Nations Cup, they, narrowly lost to Russia. Then you look at Sudamerica Rugby Championships, they were the 2017 Rugby Champions. In addition to that, they also won the Americas Pacific Challenge. You're wondering, hey, what has this side got? Well, to be honest, I'm sort of wondering if they're messing with us. And here's why. This side is coming in really inexperienced. Last year in 2017, they brought up a bunch more dudes that had national caps, a few older hands that had, I think there was a dude with like 15 or 20 caps last year, providing a stronger test than the previous year, which had a lot of former U20s and even a few U20 Pumitas guys on as well, which we tied, although our team also improved following the 2016 season and came in decently strong during the 2017 season. And we tied in a much tougher match in Argentina. So this one's at home. I've got a great preview, done by a guy who does a ton of math called Rugby Forecast. So I'm going to pull that up after I talk about the men's Eagles. But first, let's look at Argentina 15. These guys have played a lot this year, and they've played a lot together. So, without further ado, starting loose head, Fernando Francisco. This is where I wonder if we're getting messed with. He's 5'8", 230. He's going to go up against Dino Waldron, who's about 6 foot, 260, and has been playing in the RFU Championship every week, playing 40 to 50 minutes. There was a game he started, and I think he played 70 minutes. He's been playing a lot, been getting great development. Then at hooker, you've got Gaspar Baldunciel, hooker, decent size, 5'11", 215, no issues there. Then you've got Benjamin Espinal at tight head. He's 6 foot 265. That's pretty good size. But guess who's he's going against? He's going against T. Lamosatelli, who is on the Saracens Rugby Club in England. Okay? I'm glad we've got T. Lamosatelli back. So that's your front row matchups that you got there. So I think their tight head's good to go. Their loose head, I'm like, what? Then let's go to the number 4 lock. Geronimo Ureta, he's 6'4", 230, not bad right there. And then you've got a number 5 lock, Ignacio Lareg, who's 6'7", 265, great size for a number 5. Then we've got Rodrigo Bruni at 6. At captain, it's an open side flanker, number 7. We've got Lotaro Bavaro. At 8, we've got Santiago Montané. At 9, this is where I also wonder if we're getting messed with. They are bringing Juan Cruz Gonzalez. No, scratch that. At scrum half, we've got Luca Magnasco. I don't have any data on his height, so I'm going to say he's 5'6" and 150. But then at fly half, this guy's going to get eaten. We've got Juan Cruz Gonzalez. He's 5'7", 180. And then at blindside wing, no issues here. I mean, yeah, he's a small guy, but whatever, is Rodrigo Echart. At inside center, we got Juan Capiello, 3 caps. Outside center, we've got Juan Cruz Malia. There we go. I suck at Spanish. Je parle français. Then at open side wing, we've got Germain Schulz. At fullback, we've got Gaston Arias. Then on the bench, we've got Diego Fortuny, Javier Diaz, Santiago Medrano, Santiago Portillo, Gorison Francisco, Facundo Noguera, Tomas Granella, and Tomas Malanos. I don't know about you guys, but, we're bringing a pretty big pack to this game. We're really healthy for the most part, and I'm really happy with what we're putting out on the pitch. So they've had an up and down season, and they've also there's a bunch of new guys there that are have been in and around the training squad, I'm sure, but compared to who we played last year, I want to say it's a little bit weaker of a side. Just is what it is. Going into the United States, wondering what we got. This is great. For Gary, I have questions about Gary Gold's first selections. Isn't that great that I can have questions about Gary Gold's first selections? Up front row, these are all no-brainers for me. At loose head, we got T. Lamosatelli from Saracens. At hooker, we've got Joe Tafate from Worcester Warriors. At tight head, we've got Dino Waldron from London Scottish. At number 4 lock, who I would have switched with somebody else, but that's okay. He plays at Nyack. He's an amateur. And the other guy I would have played with Civetta is, in the MLR right now. However, number 4, Nate Brakely, New York Athletic Club, has been paired well with Nick Civetta for a very long time, so that's kind of a marriage you don't want to mess up, right? At number 5, of course, Nick Civetta, Newcastle Falcons, and on loan plenty of times to Doncaster Knights in the RFB Championship. At number 6, Henko Hammerscheiss, the Hammer. Blindside flanker, Austin Elite Rugby. At number 7, open side flanker, Tony Lambourne, Hawke's Bay, flanker. At number 8, Cam Dolan. I don't know why it says Old Blue, because he just signed for the San Diego Legion. This is where I have questions, starting here. Number 9, scrum half, Nate Augspurger, San Diego Legion. Fly half, number 10, Will McGee, Glendale Raptors. 11, we've got blindside wing, Ryan Marias. At 12, inside center, we got Bryce Campbell. Number 13, we got Marcel Brockie. Number 14, captain, open side wing, Blaine Scully, Cardiff Blues. Number 15, fullback, Mikey Teo, San Diego Legion. Then going on to the bench, number 16, James Hildebrand, Manly Marlins. Number 17, Huluhalo Mongoloa, Life West. Number 18, Angus McClellan, Chicago Lions. Number 19, Ben Landry. Number 20, Andrew Giortalo. Number 21, Shaun Davies. Number 22, Will Hooley, Bedford Blues. Number 23, Dylan Audsley, San Diego Legion. Your coaching staff is Gary Gold, head coach. Greg Williams is the backs and attack coach. Scott Lawrence is your assistant coach for defense. Sean Pittman is your set piece coach and scrum coach. And then Chris Hansen is your team manager. So, what do I got when it comes to this side? So my first question is scrum-half. I've seen the tape. Shaun Davies is better than Nate Augspurger. Nate's a pretty dynamic wing, but he is slow on the ball at the ruck and scrum. That's, my opinion. Shaun Davies should be starting. If anyone's wondering, there are no debutantes in the starting 15. One of the things that always annoys me when the training squad has been announced the last since in November and now is that Blaine Scully is listed as a fullback. I would love to see Blaine Scully play fullback. He plays fullback for Cardiff and he plays wing for Cardiff all the time. However, they always list Mikey Teo as a wing. And guess what? They end up flopping. And Blaine plays at 14 and Mikey plays at 15. So that's, that's a stickler thing. All right, going to the bench, sort of interesting to see Huluhala Mangaloa get the nod over Tony Purpura, but he held his own for 70 minutes against a Georgian tight head when Olive Khalifi got injured. So I think he's ready to go. Nice to see Angus McClellan back in the mix at tight head. Ben Landry, he'll probably play lock here and in for either Nick or Nate Brakely. So one of the two. And then you've got Andrew Duratalo. He's going to be dynamic. I'm surprised to not see him starting at 6. And our only debutantes on this side is going to be Will Hooley, who plays for the Bedford Blues. He was in England U20. I really want to see him play. Really do. And then Dylan Audsley, interesting kid. He must be lighting it up because he was not in the Americas Pacific Challenge. So can't wait to see those guys get on the pitch in the latter part of the game. Really, aside from the scrum half, I like this roster. We've got a big front row. We've got 2 big boys in the engine room. We've got some dynamic back rows. And then we've got a very dynamic outside backs and centers. So, going into, all of the matches that Argentina 15 have played, this guy I know over at Rugby Forecast has done the numbers, and he's calling it USA 52% possibility of win with 28 points, and Argentina 15 scoring 27 points, and the possibility of their win is 45%. I'm taking those odds, man. Eagles by 7. That's Aaron Castro for the hook. Get after him, Eagles.